So there's a pretty big family representation from the Bounds out there today. Paul's had experience in grand finals, won grand finals, and today he has a son, young Kobe, playing. What sort of words have you tried to give him during the week, Paul?
Oh, I don't tell him too much because he doesn't listen to me, so apparently I don't know anything. So just said to him, main thing is that being one of the younger players, just get in the right spot because the other guys are going to get double teamed and you'll be the one that gets open, so just make the most of that opportunity.
Yeah.
So that's about it.
Yeah, we've watched young Kobe come through from cadets, and you know, like really these young boys are now starting to assert their stuff. Although they're still young, they're very field IQ, very athletic, and a big part of this Malvern team. So to both you parents, all the best today. Don't get too nervous. And I hope you get to give your boys a big hug after the game. Thank you.
Thanks, Gusser.
I have Glenn Meredith with me. As we all know, Glenn's a past player of the Malvern Lacrosse Club. He's a life member of the Malvern Lacrosse Club. Also played in a few premierships himself. So we've got Glenn here today, so I'd just like to ask you, Glenn, what's your thoughts today? What does Malvern need to do to win? What does Footscray need to do to win?
If I'm coaching the game today, coaching Malvern, I think there's three numbers they need to look at, Gary. I think if Angus Norris-Pritchard can go 65% plus out of the face-off, that'll give Malvern 30% more ball, and I think that balances the game out. If Malvern can shoot at 40%, get 30 to 40 shots and shoot at 40%, they'll be right in the game at 12 to 16 goals. And if Roger Chan, the goalkeeper sensation from Bayswater, if he can do what he did last week, especially one-on-one, made 3 or 4 critical saves, if he can save 55% and above, I think Malvern can be right in this game. You have to understand who they're playing, though. Footscray, a very, very talented team. They have 5 Australian players, recent or current Australian players in their team, as well as 2 imported American players, so their firepower in offence is enormous. So I have a saying in teams I coached that Malvern wouldn't want to play table tennis with these guys, where the ball's pinging up and down the ground. If it gets into a shootout where people are transitioning the ball up and down the ground, Malvern will lose. But if they can value the ball, take high percentage shots, then Malvern are right in this game. Just on Angus Pritchard, if he can go 65% at the middle, you have to remember that the 2 guys on the wing trying to take it off him from foot are Elsop and Lucas Parsons-Kintio. They're not only the 2 starting guys for Footscray, they were the 2 starting midfielders for Australia in San Diego. So they will be doing everything they can to get Angus Norris-Pritchard off his game. So for him to pull out, he needs to get it to himself and get it quickly, because they will come to bear that pressure. But if he goes 65% and the other numbers come to fruition, shooting at 40% and going at 55%, they were the numbers I'd be monitoring if I was the Malvern coach all day. And if they can reach those numbers, right in it up to their eyeballs. And
that's correct. It's Footscray have sort of been the premier team all year. I think they've only lost 1 game during the year. But let's face it, grand finals are a different day. You've got to be lucky. You've still got to have the best team, but you've got to have a lot of luck to win. Glenn, good luck to you, and good luck to all your Malvern mates. And I'm not quite sure if anyone is aware, Glenn is aware, Glenn also holds a record at the Malvern Lacrosse Club, a 140-year-old record. Glenn has won more runner-up best and fairest at Malvern than any other player in the history. Thanks for your time, Rubber.
We're ready to go. Everyone can hear me. Thank you very much. On behalf of the Malvern Lacrosse Club and Lacrosse Victoria, welcome to the State League Final for 2023. Firstly, I would like to do an acknowledgement of country. We acknowledge we are meeting and playing on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri and Bunurong people of the Kulin Nations and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. We extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples. Firstly, I would like to welcome onto the field the officials for today. And I'll start initially with our head official for today, Danny Woodburn. Steve Green, Jason Lawrence, Don Lovett, and Darren Henderson, our bench manager. Welcome. Can we put our hands together for our officials today, please? Oh, Jesus. The home team today is the Footscray State League team, and I'd like to introduce you them in number order, starting with number 1, Tim Lane. Number 2, James Lawson. Number 5, the defender, Angus Fluker. Number 6, Isaac Cale. Number 9, Peter Cross. Number 11, Aaron Aldred. Number 12, Chris Plum. Number 14, Tom Mollison. Number 17, Emmett Barger. Number 18 from the midfield, Thomas Selkowski. Jackson Marsh, 22. What number is Devon Johnson? 23, Devon Johnson. Next one. 24, Lucas Parsons Quinteo. 30, Caleb Olay. Next one. 35, Will Perso. 44, Jeff Melsop. And the coach of the Footscray team, Chris Marsh. Do it again for me. Yep. From the Malvern Lacrosse Club, Roger Chan. Number 2, Roger Chan. Number 3, Lachlan Bound. Number 4, Josh Lawton. Number 5, Thomas Bound. Number 6, Matthew Bennis. Yep. Number 7, James Garrett. Number 8, Brandon Tran. Number 10, Angus Thompson Pritchard. Number 11, Sam Todd Hunter. Number 12, Mitchell Baker. Number 15, Kobe Cook. Yep. Number 17, Sam Butchers.
18, Joe White.
Number 18, Joe White.
23, Aaron Curry.
23, Aaron Curry. 29, Tony Joseph. 88, James Butler. Head coach, Stephen Bown. Assistant coach, Sam Anglicus. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Could I ask everybody, please, to be upstanding for the national anthem? Thank you.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth fertile. Our home is God by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing, advance Australia fair. Beneath
It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's it? Yeah.
That's what I know first. That one's what I know. Let us know when we're rolling. And good afternoon to everybody out there watching on the live stream here at the Malvern Town Hall for this grand final. We've had a little bit of weather. The weather's sort of held up a little bit now. We're not expecting a lot of rain during the day. The ground is in magnificent condition to watch the best two teams in Victoria play off for this grand final. Just a little start out. We've got people all around the place watching this live stream today. Bit of a shout out for a couple to Gail and Robin Tisdale up in Queensland. We've got Peter Brown and Tim Dixon over in South Australia, both ex-players of the club watching today. Trevor Porter and Dolly Cronk up in Newcastle. Drew Bracken's watching live from Charleston in Virginia. We've also got Brian Conroy up in New York, past player of the club. Good afternoon or good evening, Brian. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning for you. We've got Bill Diggins, Jenny Diggins and Ron Campbell, who are great uncles and aunts of Mitchell Baker, number 12. They're all tuned in today. We've got over in Vancouver, we've got Rob Baker and his son Dylan. Rob, of course, is a brother of Chris Baker, uncle of Mitch Baker out there today. Good morning to you guys, and I hope you get a nice telecast. And we have some guys in Japan watching today. It's they're only an hour behind us. We've got Darcy, Harry, Tom and Khalid over in Japan watching the live stream there today. So I hope Khalid doesn't have too many of those sun-kissed cans of drink today and he gets to watch the game. Okay, the season that it's been. Obviously today, Footscray would take the position of being favourites. Malvern would take the position of being underdogs. The last two times these teams have played, it's been fairly close contests. Today we get down to a different type of game, and a lot of this is going to come down to the face-offs, Curly. What's your thoughts there?
Yeah, face-off's going to be super important, but the main attraction of today, Gus, is number 6 for Malvern. If you saw Malvern play last year, Matty Benis is back. He's back from America. He played 7 games at the start of the season, went back to America, and they snuck him in. He's flown in overnight, and he's a ripping player, big-chested, and he's going to get amongst them.
Just only seconds now of the first face-off. So Malvern will start with Tom Bound, I think, or they've got Angus in there. Can't see the numbers at the moment. We'll pick it up in a second. Angus Thompson Pritchard, and he'll face off against Aaron Aldred from Footscray. Sun's just come out for the first face. Pritchard comes out with the ball. He moves it down to Baker. Baker lets it rip. Malvern score 3 seconds into the game. Nice piece of work there. We see Angus come out of the middle with the ball. Down the field, looks to Baker on the bottom right-hand corner. Pumped up, he's taken the ball, he's put it right at the top of the net. So the first blood's to Malvern.
Perfect start. Absolutely perfect. Beautiful face-off. Went forward with the ball. Dumped it off to Baker. Baker shot high under the bar. Excellent start from Malvern.
Yeah, you couldn't wish for a better start than that. Same guys again. Angus Thompson Pritchard against Alan Aldred out there in the middle. Ball spills out the back. Lockie Bound grabs the possession for Malvern. Takes his time, moves it on to Curry. Curry looks to Joey White. They probably want to cool it off, make a sub. Quite a powerful Malvern attack if they can keep possession of the ball. Garrett comes on, takes the ball. He looks to Baker down the bottom. Good match up to keep an eye on his young Baker and Jeff Melsop. They always go hard at it. Joe White's looking for his sweep. He runs around, draws a bit of heat. Doesn't have anywhere to go, so he cools it off to Thompson Pritchard. Still in the Malvern attack. Baker with the ball. Not sure where he wants to go or not. He moves it over to Tran. Tran on the left corner. He likes to take a dodge too. Okay, I think we've got the moving pick there. Curley called against number 12 for Malvern.
That's Australian lacrosse for you. They set one pick, they get called for moving, and you can bet your bottom dollar they won't set one for the rest of the game. Just unfortunate. Not much in it.
Footscray to clear the ball through Melsop. Malvern have been quite good on the ride the last few weeks. He gets the ball over to Quass. Footscray getting to attack. Just to cool it down, get everyone a touch, start to have a look at what's going on in this game.
And you look at the Footscray lineup, 44 Jeff Alsop, national player this year. 6, there's a goal. There he is, Isaac Cahill. On that left cut, Footscray's first.
Yep, it's going to be a game of possessions here today. Both attacks pretty potent. High scoring percentage with possession from both attacks, so the defence is going to come down to a lot of hard work for both of these teams here today. We see Benis come on for Malvern for the first time. As David said, Matt Benis was with Malvern. He actually named a captain to the club. Had to go home halfway through the year for personal reasons. As soon as he found out Malvern were in the grand final, he was on the plane back here Tuesday. Big inclusion. Baker with the ball now. He cools it down. Goes up to Thompson Pritchard. Hits Benis at the top. Benis down to White. White hits down Tran in the corner. Joe White on a sweep again. Yeah, nice shot. Nice save by the goalkeeper there. Devin Johnson. Ball with Angus Thompson Pritchard. He likes to drive. Takes a second shot. Shot goes wide. Ball will stay with Malvern. Tran will take the ball on the back line, down in the bottom left corner. Ball with Tran. Looks to dodge. Good defence work by Angus Falk, a fluker from Footscray. Ball with Baker again. Melsop's going to wear him like a glove today. Baker makes the move, gets dispossessed. Ball in dispute, it'll turn it over. Melsop with the ball. Footscray still looking to clear. Malvern will ride hard. They will make it hard for them to clear. Baker comes up. takes the intercept, scoops around the slot, and he puts his second goal in. How about that, Curly? The ride from the Malvern team. They've been practicing their ride. Forces the error. Baker slips up on the left-hand corner, grabs the ball, comes around, puts it in the net for Malvern second.
Throw that. Missed it. And we're under the face-off. Aldridge and Tommy Bound and Aaron Aldridge out the back. Got to shut the gate. Left-hand drive. There's a shot.
Chan comes up with a save for Malvern. He sends it out to Boogie's out on the left side. Been working on their clear. Boogie's runs the ball over, dumps it to Bound. Bound hits his brother Tom. Good clear for Malvern. Gives them chance. Now they can settle into attack. Up to Bound at the top, over to Curry. Curry likes to dodge. There's the other guy that likes to dodge, James Garrett on number 7. Baker in control of this attack at the moment. Seems to be their go-to man early in the game. Over with Joey White. Down to Tran. Probably looking to get it set up. They like to send the cutters through. Ball up top with Garrett. Back to Bound. Just taking their time, the Malvern attack at this point in time. Not prepared to commit. Just moving around, looking for the right option. Tran hits Tom Bound over on the other side. Down to Baker. Baker goes across to White. This will be the sweep that Malvern's looking for. White gets in, takes a shot. Shot goes high. Malvern will retain possession.
Yeah, just wide on that shot from Joel White. But he's leading Malvern's tally this year with 44 goals and 17 assists. Here's Baker with a shot from the left. Missed that one. James Garrett on the ground ball. Malvern's had 6 shots combined compared to Footscray's 2. Yeah, Joel White on the short stick. It'll be super important for Malvern's midfielders in Aaron Curry and James Garrett to get on the scoreboard. Yeah, James Lawson, bottom right, finishes off at a good drive.
Nice move and roll from the Footscray midfielder. Dumps it down to Lawson on the corner. He scores 2 apiece first quarter. We have Jackson Marsh in the face-off for Footscray. Angus Thompson Pritchard again for Malvern. Critical part of the game, face-off. First use of the ball is the most important thing you can get in this game. They've both wobbled, they've both broken, but they're calling it that Malvern broke, so Footscray will take possession of the ball. Ball with Plum now. Lawson works from behind. Beats his man. Thomas Mollison cuts across the centre, takes the ball, puts it in. Footscray go out to a 3-2 lead. Eldred in the middle, Thompson Pritchard in the middle for Malvern. Eldred for Footscray. Thompson Pritchard comes out with it again. He fumbles, can't get possession. Does his job, gets it knocked over to Bound. Bound will settle down through Cook. Cook to Tran. Tran goes down to the bottom corner. Back up to Cook. Cook hits Joey White to come on through the midfield. Footscray prepared to sit back in. They're not committal. Not playing his own, but very much slap defence. They'll sit in there and wait for Malvern while they throw it round the outside. Garrett on the bottom right's going to make a move. Comes up. Great defence there by the Footscray defender. Garris gets it off. The error's made. Ball goes out. Go to Footscray. Footscray clearing through Lucas. Pretty hard play to catch. He gets across without too much trouble. Drives down on the left side out of the cage. Takes a shot. Chan comes up with a save. Looks up the field. Doesn't have a clear pass. Turns it over. Footscray defender takes the ball and he'll bring it back into the defence, to the attacking half for Footscray. Lawson with the ball. Moves it across the back. Plum moves it up the top. Love to run and dodge the Footscray team. That one looks like it hit the pipe. Curly come off there.
Yeah, that's their top scorer. Emmett Barger there. Missed on that one. If Footscray the advantage of the sun, you played at the Malvern ground. You know when you're shooting towards this eastern end, you've got the sun coming just past the grandstand. That gives the opposing goalkeeper one hell of a job. Quass just trickled in.
Looks like Roger got a piece of that, but ball dribbles in, so that's the fourth goal for Footscray. They lead Malvern 4-2. At the face-off. Angus comes out with it again. Malvern winning in that area so far at the moment. It's a little bit impatient. They turn it over.
That's Faluka. Now, if you watched last week's game, Williamstown Malvern, and you're impressed with the man-ups, wait to see the Footscray man-up. I would say it'd be the best six-man up in Australia.
Certainly got a potent attack to Footscray side. Plum sends it down low. They're very patient, wanting to work the ball. They're very looking for the cuts. You know, they'll keep it open, move around, make a dodge from the top, look for someone to move. Chan comes up with that one once again. Malvern need to clear the ball and get a bit of time up in the attack. Ball goes out to Bucci's. He's under pressure straight away. Runs down the field looking for an option. Where's he got? Where's he going to go? Nowhere to go. He takes it all the way himself. Good work by the youngster there, but they just need to get this ball in, get some time back, regroup, and start to make their moves towards the score. 4-2 Footscray. Ball was Curry at the top. Dynamic young player for Malvern, Curry. Great dodge, great shot. Going to get him into the game today. Baker with the ball, goes up to Garrett. Garrett across to Curry. Looks like that's what might be happening. Curry takes the run, goes onto his left hand. Footscray going to send the double early. Malvern need to be aware of that. Good defence there by the Footscray team. Look to clear through Melsop again. Seems to be a little bit of a pattern the last couple, Curly. They're looking to the long stick Melsop to clear the ball.
Yeah, he can shoot goals too. He's got a couple this year. He stays on a fair bit in the
Great
attack.
check there by Bucci's. Ball's in dispute on the ground. Bucci's from Malvern comes up with the ball temporarily. Gives it off to Chan. Chan looks across to Tommy Bound. Tommy's a workhorse. He'll be looking to run that ball over the centre. Great work. He gets it over to Thompson Pritchard. He's on the move. He's going to the rack. He's not mucking around today. Takes a shot. Goes wide. Malvern will keep possession. We have had a foul called. I believe it is a 1 minute slash. 1 minute slash on the Footscray player, not quite sure, able to pick up. I think it's number 3. Yeah, we have a 1 minute penalty, number 3, James Lawson. Malvern will go to their first man up for the game. Footscray going to push out. They're not going to let them stand around and run this, so they have to move the ball quick, move your feet. They've turned it over. Malvern comes out to Footscray. In dispute. Curry throws the check. What have we got? We've got a call. Footscray fella had the ball out, so the ball will stay with Malvern. But as we've seen in the first 10 seconds of this man up, they're not going to let Malvern stand around. They're going to have to move the ball quickly, move their feet, and probably get rid of some unforced errors, Curly.
Yeah, need to settle down there. Very uncharacteristic for Joe to miss that pass, but that's what happens.
Man down, Footscray have no trouble clearing the ball. Not quite sure on the clock how long's left on this penalty. It was a full 1 minute. Footscray coach telling him to hold up, so there can't be too long before he's due to come back on. Now we're all square, 6 on 6. Footscray have the ball in their attacking half. Lawson drives on the bottom corner. Nowhere to go. He dumps it up to Emmett Bargar. Quast with the ball, looking for a sweep. Not there, so he moves it on. Back to Lawson behind. Hits it to Isaac Carhill on the left-hand side. He's nowhere to go. Moves it on. Pretty patient attack by the Footscray team. Happy to move the ball nice and sharp and just look for their best option. Boonchies takes on Barger. Barger takes a shot. Misses the goal, but it'll stay with Footscray.
Here Malvern matching up with a short stick on James Lawson at the back, giving James Garrett the job to try and contain Lawson coming off the back with those split dodges. Isaac Cahill, dominant lefty, he's in the crease. We're just going to play on. Can't be a long left.
End to end, it could be not long, but Joe White picks up the ground ball. Little garbage pick up and makes no mistake and puts it in. We now go to Footscray 4, Malvern 3.
I don't know, I can't see the clock because they moved it right back there. There's the time, end of the first quarter. It's great, leading by the 1 goal. 4 goals, 3.
And as we've mentioned throughout the first quarter, Both attacks for both of these teams are pretty potent. Footscray seem to have settled a little bit better than the Malvern guys just at present. A little bit edgy down there, a couple of unforced errors. They can pull that back together. They're always in it. First quarter sees a quite fairly high percentage. I think, I'm not sure exactly how many face-offs we had for the quarter, Curly. 5 face-off. Malvern have won 5. Footscray have won 2. As we keep saying all the time, this is a very critical part of the game. You get first use of the ball. A little bit difficult today to see the actual time clock in the game. We're on the opposite. We're commentating from the opposite field to the officials, whereas last week we were right there with them. So it's just a little bit hard to find out how long's actually got to go in each quarter. We'll do our best to rectify that as the game goes on. Sun's out here. No more rain. Sun's out. Field's in magnificent condition up here at the Malvern Town Hall. And so far we've seen a great first quarter between the two best teams in Victoria. Face off Angus Thompson Pritchard against Aaron Aldred. So we get the second quarter underway. Aldred wins the face off and brings it into attack for Footscray. Straight down the corner to Lawson. He's taken his man on. Tony Joseph, number 29, playing on Jimmy Lawson today. Ball up top with Barjar. Moves it across the pass, Lucas. Lucas driving on that left corner, looking for a feed. Gets it across to the big cannon, Barjar, but he's not able to get his shot off, so he moves it off. Ball with Cross. Cross likes to sweep on his left. Looking to do that, moves it off down to the corner. Good composure in the Footscray attack. They're very patient. Quite prepared to work the ball and wait for the right opportunity without forcing the issue. Ball at the top with Lucas again. Good D by the Malvern guys there. Lucas is a potent player. They need to, just make sure they run him and don't try and dispossess him. He's got the ball again. Dynamite speed. Takes a shot. Roger Chan comes up with a shot. The Malvern just need to clear it now. They have had difficulty clearing the ball. Thompson Pritchard in the middle by himself and he'll run it over. He's going to settle this. No, Angus is off to the rack. Probably does a little bit too much on this occasion and loses the ball. Ball with Baker at the back in dispute. Ball goes out. Malvern turn it over. Footscray will get possession of the ball in their bottom half. Tim Lane with the ball, unopposed in the middle. Easy for him to get it over. Not much pressure on that ride then. Fairly simple clear for the Footscray team. Joseph on Lawson at the back. Jimmer moves the ball off. Tommy Mollison with the ball up the top, moves it across. Chris Plum down the side. He has Lawson coming around the crease. He cuts, he gets to the ball, he scores. I think Malvern need to really do something about him. Curley's been very, very prominent early in the game, working from the back of the cage down there.
Yeah, he's a class player. As I said, he wasn't in this last Australian team, but he was in the last 2. He's a quality player. Very, very hard to handle at times. Smart, extremely smart.
Footscray go up 5-2 early in the second quarter. 5-3, I'm sorry. Thompson Pritchard tries to come out with it. We have an illegal procedure on Footscray. Broke the line. You must stay behind that restraining line until clear possession is made, so the ball will go to Malvern through Baker in attack.
Now Malvern
Baker
got the
across to
advantage.
Matt Bennis. We haven't seen a lot of Matty Bennis yet, but he's on now. White, the bottom left corner. Goes across to Josh Norton at the back. Malvern prepared at this stage to move the ball around, take a little bit of time in their attacking half, work for the right opportunity. White behind again to Norton. Ball's with Tommy Bound. Tommy looks to take a dodge. He hasn't got anywhere to go. Moves the ball on. Gets it off to Matt Benis. Benis hits White. White looking to slip
big
inside.
move.
Takes a move, takes a shot. Doesn't quite get it in. Looks like he's drawn a foul. Malvern man up. Hasn't been their percentage hasn't been that high this year, Dave. Not getting a lot of opportunities in the big games. That they need to make sure that when they do get their opportunities, that they work their best play and make sure that they don't turn it over and get the score. Set up in a 3-3, cuts go through. Ball with White back to Curry at the top. Running around the wheel at the corner. Thompson Pritchard takes a shot.
Broken a stick.
Broken his stick. Probably not the right shot, but anyway, Footscray retained, get possession of the ball. They're man down. Let's see if Malvern can ride real hard with the extra man, but they find the ball comes out of the middle through Aldred. He gives it over to Melstop. Threatens to wind up, probably a little bit too far out. But Footscray still got to run the clock down. Oddly enough, Dave, Malvern in a man-up situation, not out pushing the ball, 6 on 5. Probably would have thought that they might have been out a little bit out after that one, trying to force error and get it back to complete their man up. Footscray just waiting for their 6th player to come on at the moment. Here he comes. So 6 on 6, here we go again. 6 on 6, Footscray with the ball in their attacking half. Straight over to Lucas. Footscray drives, move the ball very quickly behind on those bottom corners. Malvern need to sharpen up on that. Plum makes the fake, drives towards the goal. Nice work by Joseph, keeps him out. Plum retains possession, comes around the other side. Comes through, goes through 4 players, takes a shot. Chan comes up with a save. Ball in dispute, looks like it'll stay with Footscray. Just got a bit of a blind spot down on that side of the ground with the spectators there. Ball with Barjar. He looks to move. That's a bit of an error there. Will it go out or will it pull up? Ball goes out. Malvern will take possession. Need to get a runner on the ball and clear the ball. Oh, Malvern through a haymaker. Looks like it might come out all right. Kobe Cook picks up the ground ball and clears the ball across from Malvern into their attack. Not quite sure what happened there, but anyway, Baker with the ball. Moves it across to Norton. Norton back to Baker. Baker around the bottom corner. Nowhere really to go there. Baker gets dispossessed.
Lucas passing Quadro there. Late hit on Baker.
Malvern will go to the man-up situation. Looks like it's a late hit on Lucas Quinteo. He's in the box. So it's 1 minute on the Footscray player. Malvern will go in for their 3rd attempt at man-up in the game.
Need to show some patience. Discipline. Got the sun here.
They need a score to stay in touch. Baker at the top takes a shot and rips it right in the top corner. Sun behind him. What a shot. That was moving. As we see a little bit of patience there. Malvern with their man up, moved the ball around, waited for the right opportunity, and Baker lets a rocket go. 5-4, Footscray lead the game halfway through the 2nd quarter. And we see Sammy Todd Hunter on for Malvern for the first time in the game. Sammy, big, tall, defensive midi. Tommy Bound in the middle for Malvern. He'll face off against number 11, Aaron Albred for Footscray. Ball comes out, still in dispute. It's there to be picked up.
Get over.
Tommy gets over it. Tom Bound gets the ball. Straight away he's dispossessed. Malvern, I think, have called a timeout as soon as he picked it up. Yep, that's the call. Great work by the Malvern coaches then. They need to get this game back on level. It's been up and down. Get the possession over the centre line. Great work. Called the timeout. Gives them time to have a talk, set up a play and get the ball moving again.
Playing a little bit more central ball. We're in this. Just go up and like it. At all. That's great. Good whip again.
.30 seconds to the resumption of play. Malvern will start with the ball in their attack. 6-on-6 situation. Footscray lead this game 5-4, second quarter. Venus to start with the ball. Ball over with White. White to Bound, Bound across to Venus. Norton with the ball. Back up to Venus at the top. Venus sends it across and cuts. Ball down to Joey White. He's going to take it on. Joey White takes it on. He shoots, he scores. Ties it up. 5 apiece.
Talk about
certainly Curly, Joey White gets on his bike. He certainly got some moves down there. Five apiece. Second quarter. Important for Malvern. There have been a team over the past few weeks, Dave, that seem to keep their best work for the second half, and a couple of times they've got too far behind some of these top sides and have steamed home, but it's been too late. So if they can stay in touch today, they're probably hoping for a really strong second half as well. Ball in dispute.
Good
Lucas
check.
picks it up for Footscray. Flips it out. Ball still there. Parsons Quintero picks the ball up. And he'll settle down the Footscray attack. Footscray with possession of the ball. Attack in half. Ball goes up to Chris Plum. Waits for Peter Quast to come on. And we go to the other one. Go to the one now, Barger, who's the one with the shot they've got to take care of. With a dynamite shot. Quast at the top. As we said, Footscray prepared to work the ball around. No rush. Look for the right opportunity. Plum with the ball. Good work there by the Malvern defender, Todd Hunter. Forces it off. Ball with Barjar. Takes on Sambucci's. Takes a shot. No. Pulls it up. Ball stays up the top. Footscray looking for the move. Great check there. Aaron Curry with a nice round arm check. Malvern temporarily got possession of the ball. Ball in dispute on the far line. I'd say from the sound of the Malvern crowd, it's probably come off Footscray and going to go black. Curry with the ball. Malvern still have to run hard and clear this ball. We have a referee's timeout here. Not quite sure what's been called. Not quite sure. Let's see if we can get a call from the referee. He's called a foul on Footscray. Illegal procedure. Presume it, Curly's probably a substitution error.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Malvern were in possession. They have thrown a flag. Yep, Footscray will take 30 seconds in the box. 5-all. Man up Malvern. Chance to take the lead. Ball to White. White down to Tranny, sends it back to White. White to Baker at the top. Curry there. Moves the ball on. Baker at the top again. I don't think he's going to get that chance to have a shot rip like he did last time. They'll be aware of that, but that's what they're looking for, and then someone else will get open. Thompson Pritchard with the ball gives another bad pass. Malvern turn it over again in a man-up situation. It's a couple of times now, Curly. Can't afford to be doing that in a big game.
No, that's true. They scored off 1 out of the 3, but just simply turning it over is really, really poor.
Straight to their go-to clearing man. Lucas gets it over for him. Malsop with the ball. We have another whistle. We're not quite sure what this is for now. It appears that Footscray may have called a timeout. Timeout charged to Footscray. Still a lot of heat on out there, Curly. I don't think either team's fully settled in yet. There's still a few unforced errors coming out of both ends.
Yeah, it's still rather tense. I think a few of them, no doubt a few of them are a little bit nervous, trying to settle into the game.
Yeah, well, normally once the game starts, the nerves go away, but there's definitely still a little bit of it out there from both sides at the moment.
I think this next goal will be super critical as we head towards half time.
Well, as they all know, we'd rather go into the half-time break one ahead than one behind, and I think both teams would have that in mind at the moment. Not quite sure what the time clock's doing here. We're not able to see that today, unfortunately. And we really don't know what stage of the quarter we're at. Approximately 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Quas will start with the ball. Footscray start with the ball and attack. A couple of minutes to go in the second half. I'd probably like to work the ball around once again, look for the perfect opportunity, see if they can take that last shot for the half. They'd be looking for that score. Malvern sit back, spends bound, taken on Lawrence, Lauren works up, sends it up to Quas.
Right hand dodge.
Up to Plum, he wants to take it on, makes the move, Joseph stays with him. Plum moves the ball off behind Dolores and he moves it across the bar jar on the corner. Looks to drive. Sammy Bucci's still keeps the ball. They move it out. Reset, start again. Quas with the ball down to bar jar. He makes another move, takes a shot and he scores. He's certainly the danger man. There's no doubt about it. So we go probably about a minute to go in the second half. Footscray take a 6-5 lead. Angus Thompson Pritchard in the face-off for Malvern. Aaron Aldred for Footscray. Pritchard had dominated earlier. He comes up with this one, a crucial one. Could possibly give Malvern a chance to have one more score and tie it up before half-time. Not quite sure how long to go, whether the coaches have another timeout. I'm sure if they do, they'll use it. How many timeouts are left for the Malvern side, Curly?
I'd say they got one left.
They've got one to go, if they want it. Ball at the back. Norton sends it up to White. White hits Garrett up the top. Garrett sends it down to Tran. What are they going to set up here? More than likely be the last play of the half. Norton with the ball behind. Sends it across to Baker. Baker matched up by Malsop. It goes up to Garrett. Garrett sends the ball to Tran. Tran skips around. Nowhere to go. Sends it across to White. White retains possession. Sends it up to Baker. Baker's going to take Malsop. He's looking, nowhere to go. Heads it off to Aaron Curry. I think we might see a left-hand sweep here from As he does. He gets around. Good defence by Footscray. They doubled early, makes him force the ball off. Back to Curry with the possession. Sends it across to Baker. Baker wants to run at the top. Double teamed.
Yeah, he's got the switch now. You're going to roll back. It's Josh Norton out the top. Give and go, not there.
A bit of an unforced error there by the Malvern side. Footscray get possession in their back half. Got to clear the ball, of course. Goes straight to Lucas. Lucas runs away. Been the same clear 4 times in a row. Parsons up the side and the Mulse up, wanting to line up. We got offside green. We've got an offside green, so Malvern will take possession. Still not sure how long to go in the quarter. It's not going to be a free clear. Malvern is still going to have to clear the ball. He's got Garrett in the middle open if he needs. Goes the other side, goes to Lockie Bound. He looks at Garrett, doesn't need it, so we go to Joey White. Malvern into attack through White. White down to Tran. Ball goes back to White. Garrett with the ball at the top. I think they're looking for the clock signal from the bench. Well, we have the last chance. Yep, time out to the black. Can't be too long to go in the quarter. Coach Anglick is out there trying to organise a 6-on-6 for the last attack on this half. Not sure what they'll come out with, Curly. What are your thoughts?
I think they'll try and overload it to the right side and maybe kick it back to little Cubby or even Joe White. See if they could rip a shot.
Yeah, well, as long as they don't make a mistake, they're a chance. Good passes, good head high, shoulder high passes, straight to the stick. They're a chance. .30 seconds to play is a call by the referee. Malvern will set up. Ball with Thompson Pritchard down to White. I would probably think, Curl, they're probably going to sort out a one-on-one somewhere. Not a lot of time left on the clock.
It's the one here,
This could be the one. Garrett's the runner. He moves it over to Pritchard Thompson. Down to Joey White. He could be the one. He likes to run sweep. Footscray doing a great job with that sweep. They're doubling early and shutting off that drive from Joe White. Baker with the ball. Doesn't have anywhere to go. He moves it off. Here comes little Brendan Tran trying to make a move. He skips through, takes a shot, misses a goal.
Side net.
Goalkeeper hits the save. Balls goes up, throws it long. Ball is not clearly picked up. Yes, it is. Half-time siren is gone. So there we go. We have half-time. And the score at the half-time,
6 goals to 5.
Footscray 6, Malvern 5.
Just shots on goals there for that first half. Malvern tallied up 8 with 4 missing the net. 7 on the goal, 6 missing the net, and Footscray had 11 shots on the net with 2 missing. And Malvern leading the face-offs 8-4.
Fairly even stats, except for the face-off, Dave. Malvern sort of on top in that area, but in most of the other areas of the ground it seems to be fairly even at this stage.
Yeah, just some of those really unforced errors in the offense. They just need a bit more system. And
Anyway, we'll take a short break.
And we'll be back live from the Malvern Town Hall in a few minutes' time.
There's no hassles. Another mob didn't knock.
All right, we going again? Back to the second half here at the Malvern Town Hall of this State League Grand Final between Footscray and Malvern. 5-6 Footscray at the half, 6-5 Footscray at the half. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank a couple of the sponsors of the Malvern Lacrosse Club. The Malvern Vale Hotel, Equilibrium Osteopaths. Gary there does a great job strapping our boys up and looking after them. Strata Results, Rowan Anglicus. Charcoal Charlie's down the road. Fantastic chicken shop here in Malvern. Mel Reid from Anderson's Furniture Removals. Ross Diggins from Melbourne Fire Doors. And Choice Properties. First face-off goes to Angus Thompson Pritchard. Venus gets the ball. Malvern into attack. Looks like they're going to run Venus into the game gradually. He was a major part of their, starting lineup when he was here before.
Yeah, he's a quality player. Gives some great work between the lines.
Ball with Baker. Familiar situation down the bottom right. He goes across to Tran. Tran will look to move the ball. Goes up to Kobe Cook. This is someone I'd like to see try and have a run and take someone on. Young player. Dynamic young player. First year in the sort of senior level. Ball with White. White makes the move. He skips. He just misses that goal. Ball goes loose. Picked up by... Looks like the Footscray goalkeeper's going to get possession. No. They've flicked it into the goal, but the rest have called no goal. It was a call already. Malvern are in the crease. No. We have an overturn here. Referees having a talk. Ball loose. Illegal push. Ball goes black. Baker with the ball again. Up to Cook. He hits it over to Bennis. Or Garrett first, then Bennis. It's going to be some stage soon. I'm going to see Bennis is going to be taking someone on. Ball across to Garrett. Down to Baker again. He'll send it back up to Garrett. That's Kobe Cook in the right corner. Garrett makes a move. Pressure's on him from the Footscray defence. Ball goes back to White. Familiar thing. Looks at his drive. Bennis takes a shot. Comes off the pipe. And unfortunately for Malvern, Footscray is going to be the closest to the ball when it goes out. Lucas sends the ball. Sends it down to Barger. He runs down the field. They've got men open everywhere. He sends it across to Cahill. And Cahill scores. How's that transition curly at its best? Malvern got caught napping there. They lost the ball and didn't ride. Footscray transition down the field for a fairly easy goal in the end.
Isaac Cahill, his second goal. Finishing off that fast break.
Legal procedure called against Malvern. Ball go to Footscray. Footscray 2 goals up at this point in time. Malvern need to stay with them. I don't want to get them too far ahead. Keep the capacity of this game up. Footscray very patient in attack. Ball goes to Plum. He sends it across to Lucas. Lucas will like to run and dodge on that left-hand sweep. Ball with Cahill now behind. Butler takes him on. Cahill slips around. Good work by Butler. Forces the pass off. Ball with Plum now. Plum looks to take it on at the top. Flips it off to Lucas. Lucas gets through too easy. Sends the ball across to Quast. Quast takes a shot. Chan comes up with the save. Ball in dispute. Footscray come up with the better of it. Ball flips out the side to Loris and he makes no mistake, puts it in. Footscray take a 3-goal lead early in the third quarter.
Marsh in the middle for Footscray, bound for Malvern. Bound's got his head over it, flicks it out, can't get possession. Malsop in there trying to get it, Lockie Bound in there trying to get it. Ball still in dispute. Malvern take possession through Garrett. Garrett looking for somewhere to go. He retains possession, puts Malvern into attack. Great work, great work. Here's Baker. Malvern need to get a little bit of time back. They need to get a couple of subs, get some fresh legs on. Desperately need to score to stay in touch with this game. Kobe Cook with the ball. Thank you. Baker with the ball, goes across to Garrett. Garrett looks to go, drives on the left, nowhere to go, sends it up to Cook. I'd like to see this kid have a bit of a crack too. He certainly gets some wheels on when he gets going. White looks to Garrett. Garrett looks inside, takes his shot. Goalkeeper, Footscray goalkeeper comes up with it. Footscray seem to be dominating the breakout from defence. Curly Malvern seem to be a little bit asleep when they're riding the ball.
Yeah, and Malvern aren't getting the numbers back. Midfield are getting caught too deep into the forward half.
Cahill with the ball. Looks to dodge, sends it back up the top. Ball with Barjar now. Sends it down to Plum behind. Plum across to Lawson. Still playing patient. Giving their midfielders an opportunity to work and pick up top and make the cuts. Probably think Malvern might need to put a little bit more pressure on that feeder down behind goal, Curly.
Yeah, Lawson's set those picks with Plum down there. There's Plum. Yeah, that's a bit fancy.
Kobe Cook caught with the ball in the defence. Gives a long pass up to Baker. Baker's on the move. He told us he was going to go to the rack. He does that, takes a shot. It's wide. Malvern will retain possession. Ball with Malvern. Garrett sends it down to Norton. Joe White with the ball, sends it up to Venus. As I said earlier, Venus not making a mark on this game yet. It's only a matter of time before he starts to take his midi on at the top. Baker with the ball, takes on Malsop. What a great tussle this has been so far. Baker sends it across to Norton. Norton takes a shot, goes wide. White backs it up, looks across. A little bit impatient. Malvern will turn it over again. Just need to get a little bit of patience down there, Curl, and they seem to be pumping it a little bit too much. Footscray to Barger.
Good stick.
He shoots it across. Great knockdown by Lockie Bound, but Footscray still keep possession of the ball. Gets up to Plum. He takes a shot, goes high.
Chris Plum hadn't scored yet.
I don't think Footscray had a back up there, and the ball goes to Malvern. Bound throws it up. Curry with the ball. Going to be aware there's always someone on you. Great work. Curry clears the ball for Malvern. Malvern going to attack. They're calling flag down. Cubby. Tran sends it across. Ooh. Curry gets the ball. A little shovel shot behind his right-hand side and just wide. Misses the goal and the ball will stay in Malvern's possession. I think we have a man up here for Malvern. We're just waiting for the referee's call. Not sure if we heard the call, Curl. I'm not sure if it's 30 seconds or a minute, but Malvern definitely going to man up. They've had plenty of opportunities in the man up today. They haven't scored yet. I think maybe the first one. They need to take advantage of these 6-on-5 situations. Ball up top again. Down to Curry. Thompson Pritchard sends it behind to Joey White. Sends it across to Tran. Tran kicks it up to Mitchell Baker. He takes a shot. It misses. Malvern will keep possession of the ball. Don't seem to be getting any nice open ones on the crease here at the moment, Dave.
Yeah.
It's all, long range stuff. Tran with the ball across to Baker. All square now, 6 on 6. Tran takes a shot. Comes off the goalkeeper. Ball in dispute. The referees have called it will stay in possession of black. Malvern ball. Probably about halfway through the third quarter here at the Malvern Town Hall. Footscray lead this game by 3. Malvern need to score and stay in touch. White gets the crumbs. Tran drops the ball. Once again, here we go. Footscray on their transition. Lucas is with the ball. Pretty hard to stop. Down the middle of the field. Looks across to Barger. He shoots and scores. That's what's absolutely killing Malvern at the moment is the Footscray transition. Very good transition, but the Malvern attack has been caught flat-footed on 3 or 4 occasions now. That takes it out to 4 goals. Malvern need to stay in touch. We all know it's never over till it's over. Footscray, this dominant Footscray side, starting to assert their pressure on this game. Back to the face-off. Ordered against Thompson-Pritchard. Ball flicks out. Malvern through Venus, pick up the ball. He's got Jeff Malsup on him. So if Malsup is on Venus, we need to look who's on Baker. Because Venus has... Malsup is always the one to have the tussle with Baker. So now he switches straight back to Baker and leaves Venus up the top. Baker with the ball behind. He's got the short stick at the moment. Trying to get the other guys to work for him. Baker makes his move around the left-hand side. Goes back to his right. Double comes real early. Baker draws a flag. Takes a shot. Misses. Ball will stay in possession of Mole. And they have yet another man up, Curly.
Yeah, maybe time to run a new one.
Yep. Well, you've certainly had their opportunities with man up today and haven't capitalised. Ball with White. Sends it back to Baker. Curry comes on, takes the ball. Curry takes a haymaker shot, goes out. Malvern closer to the ball when it goes out, so they'll retain possession. Ball behind with Tran. Tran up to White. Baker at the top. Cross to Curry was open then. Trying to work this overload to one side. Who's on the bottom corner? That's what they're looking for. Baker up the top again. Some patience. It was only a 30-second penalty, so we're all 6 on 6 now. Malsop takes a swipe at Baker, keeps it down to White. Tran on the bottom corner. I'm going to get him into the game. Usually good for 1 or 2 down there. Haven't seen anything of him yet today. Angus with the ball, bottom right. He likes to go, he likes to run. Quash defending him. Rolls around the right-hand side. Quash defends, pushes away. I think the referees are going to call crease. Malvern turn it over. Ball goes to Footscray. They'll be looking straight to a runner. Johnson takes his time with the ball. Too easy, clears too easy.
Yeah, they're not matching feet
They're not
at all.
matching
They're
clears
just
at all,
dropping off.
Malvern.
Reminds me of an AFL zone ride. You pick the holes out at every time.
Tommy Mollison makes the move. Looks up Barjar again. The danger man. Ball goes high. Footscray will keep possession in their attacking half. Lawson to take the ball in the bottom left corner. Not much pressure on Malvern. They're still standing there allowing Footscray to feed. Probably going to get a bit more pressure on that ball carrier. Plum with the ball, makes a move, he takes on Joseph. Joseph pushes off, makes him move the ball, back to Barjar again. Comes around the left-hand side, turns, keeps possession of ball, comes up. Change comes up with the save. Malvern need to clear the ball, something they have had a little bit of trouble doing today. Ball comes out to Joseph. He fumbles, he gets it back again. Great work, Tony Joseph. Gets the ball across and clears for Malvern through Tran. Tran to Venus at the top. Here's a time here. Venus is going to make it go. He's not going to stand around all day waiting for it. Joe White with the ball behind goes across to Baker. A lot of plays at double X for Malvern. Baker's not getting anywhere. Malsop doing a good job pushing him out. Baker looks across to Skip. There's Tommy Bound. Throws one more out to Tran on the bottom corner. Unselfish play. Still retained possession. Here we go. Venus with the ball at top. Time he wants to make a move. Needs a cutter coming through. Tran looks up to Garrett. Garrett takes a shot. Goes wide. Malvern will keep possession of the ball through Baker down that bottom right-hand side. Baker makes a move. He's driving hard. Malsop. Good defensive work there by Jeff Malsop. Joey White's up at top. Looks to take Tim Lane on. Footscray doubling very, very well. Right time, right thing. Shot from Malvern, miss. Baker comes up with it, yet we seem to have forced it yet again, and it's been turned over. Stepped on the line. It's a free Footscray clear. Referees having a little chat. Not quite sure what they're going to call. Initial call was a Footscray ball. Called a face-off. Not exactly sure what happened there, but obviously there was a simultaneous interference there. No clear interference, so the referees will go to a face-off to determine who gets possession of this ball. Thompson, Pritchard and Aldred in the middle. Footscray set up behind the ball if Pritchard comes out. Not quite sure about the other end. It looks pretty open if the Footscray guy gets the break on this one. Thompson Pritchard flicks it out. Gains possession of the ball, looks to run it over. Has Baker on the far side. Gets a long skip pass over to Baker. Once again, he's taken Malsop on every opportunity that he gets. Up to Curry. Curry across to Thompson Pritchard. Hits Tran on the bottom left. He'll send it across to White. No, back up the top to Pritchard, Thompson. Aaron Curry in his familiar role, making a move through. Takes a shot. Misses wide. Ball will stay with Malvern. White with the ball. Looks to skip around the corner. Pass is forced. Garrett not ready for it. Drops it. Footscray take possession again. And here they go on the fly. Clear is so too far easy for Footscray. Down to Lawson. He looks across. Ball in dispute there behind the Malvern goal. And we have the end of the quarter, end of the third quarter. Well, Footscray, Dave certainly had much better, better of Malvern that quarter. Malvern failing to come up with a score in that quarter, am I right?
Yeah, we're right. Footscray 3-0 in that quarter.
Yep.
Just don't really flex those muscles.
So that takes them to a 4-goal lead, 1 quarter to go. It's always going to be hard for anyone to come back from 4 goals down, especially against quality sides. But then again, you don't know. A quality side can pull their act together and all of a sudden the momentum can change. So we're headed to our last quarter here, the last quarter of Victorian Lacrosse here for season 2023. Just while we are here, I'd just like to a little shout out to a couple of Malvern guys over in the US watching. Timmy Graham. I'm sure he'll be online somewhere having a look at this game. And Edgar Ford on the St John's campus there. I'm sure he's watching this with eagerness, wishing he could have been here. Of course, Edgar had played the whole season with Malvern, but had to go back to his college commitments 2 or 3 weeks ago. So those guys will be up and watching. All the other people that are out there, stay tuned. We've got a big last quarter coming up. We'll be back shortly.
quarter.
Going to win it. Got to win it all over the ground. Put the pressure back on them.
Go down, Rex.
Just about to start the last quarter. Will be Jackson Marsh in there for Footscray. Angus Thompson Pritchard for Malvern. Malvern need to stay in touch. They need to make the break early. They need a couple of quick ones early. Ball in dispute. Marsh wins that one. Can't retain possession. Ball on the ground, scratching. Thompson Pritchard comes up with the ball. First possession of the quarter goes to Malvern. He wastes no time singing down to Joe White. He sends the ball across to Tran. Tran looks to the top. I'm not sure what sort of strategy the Malvern coaches will come out with. Venus hasn't tried to take anyone on today. I'm sure that's coming. And great work by the Footscray defence. Impatient, non-committal. Just making Malvern force the error. White hits Norton behind. Norton makes a drive. Comes around on his left. He sends it up to Tran. Tran goes to Venus. Venus on Lucas. Venus makes his move. He's held up. Good work by the defender there. Skips the ball across to Tran. Tran back to Venus. Venus down to the bottom corner. Baker with the ball. Looking for a pick. It's not there. He moves it off. Cubby gets the ball. Tran gets the ball, but shot goes wide. Malvern retain possession. Haven't seen any real good shots for Malvern. There, a few haymakers from outside, but nothing definite and positive from the inside at this stage, Curly, since half time.
Yeah, they haven't hooked up with any real cutters going to the crease. I remember the MCC game, they scored 7 goals in the second half just by cutting to the crease and scoring. But
familiar story. Parsons down. Lucas.
Missed him.
Missed him. He gets it over. Ball goes out. Be Malvern possession. Clearing's been a little bit of an issue. Roger Chan with the ball. I just think these middies from Malvern are going to work a little bit harder to get off their man and get the ball to run it over, Curly.
Yeah, got to break to the ball a lot more. You look for the 2-on-1.
Because they'll let them walk it up as far as they want. Chan does get the outlet. Ball in the bottom left corner with Joey White. I think it's time for Joey to take him on a little bit more as well. Tom Bound with the ball. Sends it back down to Joe. Joe White with the ball behind. Looks like he's got wanting to make a move. He comes around to the right-hand side and scores. Joe White. What a nice move. He faked the left-hand side, skipped around the back on his right-hand side and stuffed it in. So we're going to go back to a 3-goal game, Curly.
It's just what Malvern need, and they need a few more in a row. I think they've got to close up this gap as soon as they can.
Aldred for Footscray, Thompson Pritchard for Malvern. Dominant early in the game, Angus. Footscray pulled a few back on him. Angus comes up with the ball. Familiar runs down the field, dumps it off. It's a bad pass. Malvern lose possession. What could have been a fast break, turned it over, Curly, and given it back to Footscray.
Yeah, unfortunately with those face-off guys and the sticks they're using, once they try and pass the ball, a few of them just don't hit the target. Malvern only have 2 goal scorers, Baker with 3 and Joe White with 3. So it does highlight Malvern's just lack of depth of the scorers.
Yeah, a little bit unusual. We've had multiple goal scorers throughout the year. Just the ones that normally come into their 1 or 2 haven't been prevalent today. We talked about the likes of Curry and James Garrett, usually picking up a goal or 2. Not yet. Plenty of time for them to make their mark on this game. Barjar's making a move on the right. Tries to take on 2 or 3. Keeps possession behind the goal. Sends it up the top. Sends it to Lawson. Lawson sends it back to Barjar. Being defended by Tony Joseph. Footscray driving from the top. Aaron Curry from Malvern forces the block, forces the move off. Barjar again takes a shot, goes wide. It will stay in possession of Footscray. Ball with Tommy Mollison.
Locking Lawson off.
Barjar with the ball.
He's
He's got Matt Benis. Matt Benis has usually got quite good defensive skills. He's a short stick midi out of Loyola. Shot there from Footscray goes wide. And appears they will retain possession of the ball.
I think Malvern might be extending that defence out. Really not much good sitting back inside.
I think they need to gamble a little bit now, Curly. They need to take a few chances, you know, get out, push that ball, see if they can force a turnover and get it down the other end. Footscray will be happy not to try and defend a lead for all that amount of time, but there's no rush for them. Chan comes up with a great save. Flicks it out. Carhill gets the crumbs, takes a shot. Footscray don't have a backup. Malvern will take possession of the ball through Benis. Benis takes the safe way out, throws it back to the goalkeeper, Chan. He'll walk it up. Doesn't have anywhere to go. Footscray riding deep. He gets it across to Kobe Cook. He runs down the field. Sends it across to Josh Norton, who misses. Ball still in dispute. Joe White comes up with the ball for Melbourne. Melbourne drives on the left-hand side. Nowhere to go. Gets doubled from behind. Here comes Curry. Curry shoots. Great save from the Footscray goalkeeper. And they'll take the ball easily back down to their attack again. It's going to be turnovers for the rest of the game, Dave, but Malvern are certainly not on the ball with their ride today. It's been a very, very easy affair for Footscray to clear the ball from their back half to their forward half.
Yeah, I think they've conceded every time they turn the ball over just to drop back in the D. Certainly suits someone like Footscray to share the ball. Continue to look for their matchups. It's a double. Footscray very, very patient. Plum
Makes a move.
That's his first.
Throws a worm burner. Catches Chan unawares. Footscray extend their lead back out to 4 again. Not 100% sure of the official clock. I think there's probably about 8 or 9 minutes to go in this last quarter. Ball spills out. Butler's able to get the possession, get it Thompson Pritchard. Malvern will get into attack through Baker. Malsop gets to Baker very, very quickly. Baker sends it up to Angus Thompson Pritchard. Back down to the corner. I think Malvern need to get a bit more desperation. Curry's going to make another run. Curry's been good for this all year. Takes a shot. Can't hit the cage today. Ball goes out. Unfortunately for the Malvern team, I think they lost possession, but no, referee's called. Black was the closest when it went out. White with the ball. Up to Thompson Pritchard. Across to Baker again. Baker's still going to take. He wants to take it on. Thompson Pritchard takes a shot wide again. Malvern keep possession. I'm not quite sure what your stats are showing, Curl. Tell me about the shots on goal, please, mate.
For this quarter, three missed the net, and that one there will give us 3 on the net. And here's the transition.
Lucas comes out with the ball again. We've seen it so many times today. Great check by Joe White. Dispossesses him momentarily. Ball still in dispute. Big ground ball. Joseph throws a sucker punch. He's been caught. Malvern will go man down, I would say. We've had something else happen on the other side of the ground, and referees are right there. Let's see if we can get the call. We are on the opposite side of the ground today, which makes it a little bit difficult. I don't see any penalties there. No penalties called. Footscray retained possession. Probably about 7 or 8 to go in the last quarter. Footscray lead by 4. There is one in the box for Malvern. Tony Joseph, number 29. We saw, not sure if they called him for a bar check or just a rough play, but Footscray go man up. One more here. It's going to make it real hard for Malvern. Chan directing traffic down there, telling the guys to get a move on. Malvern getting aggressive now. They have to force the ball. Just don't need any more penalties. Footscray with the ball in the attack. Sends it down to Quassers on the left-hand side. Across to Plum. Plum throws a pass. Goes wild, but I don't think it's going to go out. Stays in. Barger through Footscray, keeps possession. Ball up the top to Plum. Plum takes a shot. Nails it. Yeah, ball in dispute there several times. Footscray get the ball. Plum standing there by himself. And we all know how well he can shoot the ball. He get plenty of time. No pressure. Takes his time, winds up. And puts another goal on the board for Footscray.
Yeah, that's 11. 11. It's Plum's second goal. 5 minutes. Around about 5 minutes to go in this corner. We've got a timeout. Malvern.
11-6 the score here. Footscray in total control at the moment. Malvern coaches timeout. They've got to do something. They don't have a lot of time left. And what we're seeing here, Footscray has been dominant all day. I don't think they're taking their foot off the pedal, and I think they've still got a fair bit of gas left in the tank. So it's going to be hard for Malvern. For all our viewers, let's hope they can get this back and get a good game for everyone. Aldred for Footscray. Angus Thompson Pritchard for Malvern. I guess Malvern will be looking for Angus to come out with the ball. Of course, Footscray will be looking for Aldred to get this ball so they can take it down and run a bit of time off the clock with the lead that they hold at the moment. Aldred wins the face, flicks it out, doesn't get possession. Lucas Parsons Quinteo there to mop it up and bring Footscray into attack. They won't be in any hurry to go anywhere here. Malvern need to get out and press. Need to gamble. It's going to keep it nice and wide. They don't have any reason to attack the cage at this stage. It's up to Malvern to get out and make the move. Venus on Plum. Kale with the ball. Skips it way across the other side to Barjar. He's going to take it on. He takes Lockie Bound on. Bound holds up. Moves the ball across to Plum in the middle. Plum skips through to Jim, takes a shot, goes wide. Footscray have no backup here, Curly, so Malvern will take possession. They need to get a roll here. If they're going to have any hope of coming back in this game, they need to get the ball down and score right here, right now. Another unforced error Kobe Cook picks the ball up. Sends it across to Baker. He's going to go to the rack. Ooh, takes a shot, comes off the goalkeeper, deflects out. Malvern will keep possession of the ball in their attack. No. Venus moves with the ball, looks down to Cook on the corner. There's only 3 minutes to go in this game. I think Malvern's going to need more than a miracle to get out of it. Ball across to Baker behind. He runs around, takes a dump. It's one back. Still only 2 goal scorers from Malvern in this game so far. That's 4 to Baker, 4 to young Mitch Baker. Not quite sure on the timeout scenario. As Malvern need to get a couple out of the centre, a couple of quick fast break goals. We could see a game, but at the moment it's on about 4 minutes to go roughly, and Footscray lead this game by 4. Aldred and Thompson Pritchard again. It's been this way for most of the day. Pritchard, Thompson very dominant early. Aldred has sort of pegged him back a little bit after that first quarter. Ball comes out, Footscray. Tommy Mollison picks the ball up. We have a call, timeout green. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank the Malvern Lacrosse Club for the day they put on today. All the workers that were up, here yesterday all day and again early this morning. As we said last week, when the Malvern team made the grand final, they automatically lost most of their workers for the day. But through the great work of Janet Baker and all her committee, they've been able to get all the helpers and supporters they need and get up here and get this day on. Ground in magnificent condition, everything's perfect. Great job to all those people. Malvern gobbled the ball, they've got to go early. They have no choice. It's got to tighten up, but they left the furthest one away. They left him on his own. It was Barjar. He takes a shot and fortunately for the Malvern side he misses, but Footscray will keep possession of the ball. Cahill's got the ball. As I said, they're going to go anywhere. I'm quite surprised. Let's see what happens. As long as they keep looking like they're attacking the goal, the umpires will let it go. As soon as they seem to be trying to run the clock, they'll probably have a stall call in, which when the referee says get it in and keep it in, they must keep it in. Keep it in between that line. They haven't called the stall yet. It's got to be coming close. It's just been called now. Footscray being called to get it in and keep it in. So they can't move that outside the box again, but they get the ball down on the corner to Barjar. He scores, seals this grand final for Footscray. Been the dominant side all day. Very classy act. They've been the dominant side here in Victoria all year. And, certainly showing their colours today. What do you reckon? We think we've only got about a minute and a bit to go. Game's probably out of Malvern's reach, but I'm just sure they'd probably like to get a couple to finish off strong. Thompson Pritchard comes out with the ball. They don't have time now to settle. They just got to go to the rack every single time. Venus gets through. Venus scores. Been waiting for that for the most of the day. I thought I would have seen that a bit earlier, Dave. Pulls one goal back for Malvern. Aldred and Thompson Pritchard again. Could possibly be the last face-off of the game. 12-8, Footscray's favour. Thompson Pritchard's got the ball. Footscray are not going to give him the easy clear. They're going to ride him. Ball with Tony Joseph. The long stick midfielder for Malvern needs to get it off to a short stick as soon as he can. Down on the bottom corner, they look for Kobe Cook. But the goalkeeper comes up with the ball and just throws it down to the other goalkeeper. Chan sends it up to Todd Hunter. Todd Hunter runs it down. Ball with Baker. They know they haven't got Cook. I'm sorry. Ball goes to Baker now. They don't have time. They know that. They've got to have a crack. Baker takes a shot. Deflects off the goalie, goes out. And I think, I'm not quite sure, yep, Malvern closest to the ball went out. They retain possession. Baker with the ball, skips it across. He has another shot, comes off the goalie. Malvern retain possession again. I'm pretty sure seconds are counting down now. There's not a hell of a lot of time to go in this game now. Footscray have worked hard all day. Can't see what's happening here. Malvern have turned it over. Quast runs the ball for Footscray. Footscray come into their attack. They're just going to hold it up. They don't need to go anywhere. They've got this game in the bag. 4-goal lead. Not long to go. Timeout charge to Footscray. As I said, we don't know exactly how long to go in the game, being on the opposite side of the box this week. Just a shout out to everyone out there watching and some exciting news. Malvern has been live streaming with commentary for the last 3 weeks. Looking forward to 2024 where Malvern Lacrosse TV will be formed. It'll be a online streaming service which will cover as many of the Malvern games as we can, and eventually as we do move on, we'll get out to other games and telecast some other games. So something to look forward to next year. Hasn't been a lot of it in Victoria or Australia. But yeah, look out for Malvern TV next year. We're going to do as much as we can to promote this game that we all love and get some more coverage that people that aren't actually at the game can get to see from far away. Footscray will start with the ball. Not quite sure what the confusion is. Malvern have pulled their goalkeeper, which rightly they will do. He's actually standing on the forward line in the middle of the ground. Malvern double teaming the ball. Back up the top. Have a referee's call here. Not quite sure. Malvern have been caught for the foul. The Williamstown Footscray will finish the game man up with a 4-goal lead. There's not a lot of time left, so we don't know exactly how much time from where we're sitting. There's probably no need for them to go anywhere. They'll just try and hold it up. Lawson looks at the bench to see what the clock says. 20 seconds we're cold, 20 seconds to go in the game. Footscray no need to go anywhere. They've got this one in the bag, so the clock winds down here from the Malvern Town Hall. Footscray will be 2023 State League Premiers in Victoria. Plum throws it across to Lawson. We've seen that 100 times today. The siren goes. The Footscray have won this 2023 Grand Final. Seem to be fairly, look, apart from Malvern's good start, Curly, look, earlier on, Footscray sort of took control of the game and had the momentum for most of the day. Sort of looked like they were going to win it for most of the day.
Yeah, just the 1-goal difference at half time with Malvern trailing, but the second half for Footscray is just too much. 6-3 there difference, but funny enough, Malvern outshot Footscray. 19 shots on the net and 19 misses. And then Footscray, very conservative, 19 shots on the net, 11 misses.
Yep.
But
Yep.
Malvern dominated the face-off 17-10, 17-7. So good job in the middle.
Yeah, that's an amazing stat. I mean, we were sort of saying that, Malvern needed to win at least 50% of these face-offs to stay in the game. That percentage is very high, but unfortunately for them, all the other things didn't quite come into play from today. Footscray very well coached, very well drilled. You've got some good senior players out there with good heads, good minds, directing the young blokes. Never panic.
Now, it is good to see today with Footscray with their polish and their quality of a number of current Australian members in their team, the supreme fitness, telling factor. But as I said, Baker with 4 goals and Joe White.
Yeah, well,
Three.
look, it's good to see that the Malvern side has improved a hell of a lot this year.
Yeah.
At one stage, Dave, they were sweating on making the top 6 to stay in this league. So they won a game they probably thought they couldn't, weren't going to win, and they got themselves going. They finished in the top 6 when the draw was split. Carried those points on and finished 3rd on the ladder. So from wondering whether they're going to make it to 6, they've ended up in a grand final.
Yep.
There can always only be one winner. We all know that. But they must take some credit for their efforts during the year, especially where they were and where they've ended up. Introduced a couple of really young kids this year, all looking good. And, we don't need cliches about better luck next year and that. There's no doubt that Footscray was the dominant side today. But just good to see a different grand final, and I'm sure that Footscray will be back, guns firing next year. So will Malvern, so will Willie, so will all of them. So where we end up next year, who knows? But as I said, keep an eye out next year, everyone. Keep an eye out for the new Malvern TV, which will be starting in 2024.
And just finish off with the Footscray goal scorers. Top scorer, number 17, Emmett Barger, 3. Number 3, James Lawson, 3 goals. And number 12, Chris Plum, had 2. And number 6, Isaac Cale, had 2. And a single for number 14, Tommy Mollison. And a single again for number 9, Pete Quass.
Several goal scorers for the Footscray side. I think Malvern ended up with 3.
Just 3, yeah.
But up until the time that Matt Venus scored the goal, they'd relied, totally on 2 goal scorers. We all know you need to balance that around. You need to have as many goal scorers you can have, the better your team will be. So, it's a situation there where you just need to take, complete opportunities, every opportunity you get, to make it work right. Today was not the day for Malvern. Anyway, Curly, it's been a pleasure the last 3 weeks, mate. As you said, the stats tell the story, mainly the shooting, mainly how many goals one team scores to the other.
Correct.
So there's not much, apart from that.
More avenues of attack.
Yep. So signing off, and that's a wrap for this year. And let's look forward to getting back again next year and getting online and, keep your eyes out for Malvern TV.
And the camera crew.
I'm quite awed at the, Darian Panner from the Malvern Lacrosse Club, along with his mate, Jeremy, and Dave Neander, the setup that they've been able to put together this year to bring this telecast to you, just from people that do this for the love, no money. As you know, the quality of the broadcast has been quite amazing, and what we do know is that's just going to improve, as time goes on. So thanks to everyone involved. That's the wrap for the day. I'm Gus Campbell.
This is Dave Joy.
Signing off for 2023.